This is Susie. Susie is homeschooled. Did you know around 2 million children in the U.S. are taught in the home? Her parents decided homeschooling would be a good idea because Susie was having a tough time learning in school, and they wanted to give her more attention.
Research shows that homeschooling can help reduce the learning level spectrum in public schools, as many homeschooled students are either slow, like Susie, or accelerated learners.
These are Susie's parents, John and Sally. When they moved to town, they noticed that the atmosphere at the local elementary school just didn't seem right. Kids were misbehaving and the teachers did not seem excited to teach. Then, Susie began to struggle and started saying that she hated school. They knew it was time for a change.
According to research, the most common motivational factor for homeschooling is related to learning environment.
This is Susie's house. This is where she sleeps, eats, and plays, but most importantly, this is where she learns. Susie has no problem learning because it is just part of her daily life. School is no longer a distant place where you go to learn things. Learning for her happens everywhere she goes.
One of the most prominent homeschooling proponents of the last half-century is the late John Holt. He was originally a public school reformist, but came to see homeschooling as a great way to emphasize the organic role that learning must play in life. Now, back to Susie.
This is Susie participating in choir at the local middle school. Susie has met tons of friends in choir, and they hang out together every day. She is one of the most popular girls around.
One of the most common objections to homeschooling is the notion that kids who are homeschooled will end up socially stunted. This has not been proven. Paul Hill remarks that nobody really knows whether homeschooling produces any different proportion of geniuses or misfits than do conventional public schools. For that matter, nobody has a good grasp on what proportion there ought to be in the first place.
This is Susie on her first day of 7th grade. Her parents decided that it was time to send Susie back to school. Susie is actually a year younger than all the kids in her class, although she doesn't really care.
Research shows that 25% of homeschooled children who enter public education enter a whole grade level ahead of their age level peers.
Susie was homeschooled and lived to tell the tale. The end.